children's ward. They wanted me to stay till my sickness went away.
What did you do?
I got well and had fun too. If you have to be sick anywhere, you'd better do it there.
What is it like down at the children's ward?
A lot of smiling faces and interesting places. They give you everything and treat you like a king. I made a lot of friends and then one day it ends. Na 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 na. They give you everything and treat you like a king. I made a lot of friends and then one day it ends. Soon you'll feel better down at the children's ward.
You may have to stay till your sickness goes away.
And you'll be there, lots of folks who care. They'll help you to heal. You'll see you really will. Na 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 na. And you'll meet there lots of folks who care. They'll help you to heal. You'll see you really will.
Hello there, friends. My name is Ben, and I'm a children's doctor. I have been invited over to tell all you children about what it's like to be sick.
Hi, Dr. Ben.
How do you feel?
Fine. Still winding.
Tell me, Mr. Cassette, have you seen Paul?
Paul? Here he comes now.
Hi there, Paul. How do you feel today?
I feel much better now.
Better now? How did you feel before?
Oh, before I didn't feel so good.
Tell us, Paul, tell us. Don't be shy.
Yes. Tell us exactly what happened.
Well, one morning I got up and I felt that I wasn't me.
What do you mean?
Well, I went to the mirror and I saw that I was me. But I was so pale. Mom also thought that I didn't look so great. But after a sandwich and some hot chocolate, I decided to go to school anyway. Usually I like school, but today everything was so hard. I didn't understand one word the teacher said. In the end, I just put my head down on my desk and
what?
And I fell asleep.
You fell asleep in class?
Yes, Mr. Cassette. I fell asleep. Then they took me to the nurse's room and called my mother, and she took me to the doctor.
To the doctor? Weren't you scared?
Scared of Dr. Ben? Why should I be scared? He's my friend.
You don't need to be scared of doctors. Doctors are fathers and mothers, too. And they have children. And...
Yes?
Why, yes. Just listen.
Doctors are also parents. They have children too. And they put on a pair of good old shorts when their working day is through. When doctors come home come home, it's very clear to see they are only people just like you and me. Some doctors are daddies, doctors are mommies too. They read their kids stories, take them to the zoo. When doctors come home, it's very clear to see they are only people just like you and me.
So, in comes Paul, looking pale and weak, and I immediately saw that he didn't feel so good. I asked him if anything hurt him, but he said that nothing did hurt.
Well, I did have a bit of a headache and a cough, and when I took a deep breath, I felt a pain in my chest, but I didn't want to tell.
Why didn't you want to tell?
I was afraid that I'd get some awful tasting medicine, or a shot.
We took Paul's temperature under his tongue, and the mercury in the thermometer went up and up till it stopped at 102.2 degrees.
And how much is normal?
A healthy person has a body temperature of 98.6 degrees. When your temperature goes up, it's a sign that you have a fever and that you are sick.
What? You can tell if someone is sick with just a thermometer?
No. There are other things we check as well. Listen. This is the sound of Paul's heartbeat when he's healthy.
I see.
And this is Paul's heartbeat when he's sick.
Wow, so fast.
Do you hear how fast it is?
Sure do.
That's a sign that something isn't right.
My heart is beating like a drum.
Dum da rum dum dum.
My heart is beating like a drum.
Dum da rum dum dum.
It has the power, hour after hour,
To beat and pound.
and hop and pop.
It never ever stops.
It has the power, hour after hour,
To beat and pound.
and hop and pop.
It never ever
stops.
My tongue is bouncing endlessly. Lum 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 lum. It jumps around so merrily.
Lum 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 lum. It has the power, hour after hour,
To lick and chat.
and yakety yak, it never gets fed up. It has the power, hour after hour,
To lick and chat.
and yakety yak, it never gets fed up. My legs are moving powerfully.
Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up.
They run and jump so tirelessly.
Giddy up, giddy up, giddy up.
They have the power, hour after hour,
To skip and swim.
and dance and run.
They're having so much fun.
They have the power, hour after hour,
To skip and swim.
and dance and run. They're having so much fun.
Gee, that was my heartbeat when I was sick?
Yes, it was. Do you remember what I did next? I checked your throat with a stick. Open your mouth, Paul.
Ah,
Say ah.
ah.
Do you see, Mr. Cassette? He has 2 beautiful tonsils.
Beautiful.
But sometimes your tonsils get big and red and sore. And then you can feel very sick. You can close your mouth now, Paul.
What is that thing you used to check my breathing with?
It's called a stethoscope. It helps me listen to your heart and the sound your lungs make when you breathe. Do you hear?
Sounds nice.
When you are healthy, the air goes into the lungs like a quiet breeze. But when you have pneumonia, your lungs have an infection in them, and then it's hard for the air to go in and out. When I hear funny gurgling noises in my stethoscope, I know that something is wrong.
Well, noise.
Right.
Aha! And that's how you knew I had pneumonia.
That's right.
But how did Paul get pneumonia, Dr. Ben? His lungs are closed up in his chest, aren't they?
It's all because of Meanie, Miney, and Mo. They're the bad guys.
Who are?
That's a long story. There's a tiny sort of creature, smaller than a fly or a mosquito. In fact, it's so small that you can't see it without some help.
So how can you see it?
Well, you need to look at it through a special glass called a microscope, which makes everything look bigger. This little creature is called a germ.
Oh!
You find it everywhere.
Where?
In the air, in the house, on books, trees. You see, germs don't have a home of their own, like a kennel or a nest. Near Paul's house lived 3 germs, Meanie, Miney, and Mo.
Those are the 3 guys from before.
That's right. One day, they decided to go on a trip and blew off on the wind. At exactly the same time, Paul left his house to play with his friends, and the 3 germs, without Paul noticing, flew into his mouth.
Yuck!
In his mouth, the germs found white teeth, a pink tongue, and bubble gum. Now, germs are very curious creatures. They went further in.
Where to?
Till they got to the opening of Paul's throat.
Uh-oh.
Meanie said, "Let's go in further if we've already gone this far." But Miney and Mo were scared. At the back of Paul's tongue, they saw a long, dark tunnel, and they didn't have flashlights with them.
Oh, dear.
Before they could think, Paul took a deep breath, and they were sucked down his windpipe.
Where?
All the way into Paul's left lung. Meanie, Miney, and Mo sat down in one corner of Paul's lung. It was nice and cozy. Now, a germ has a very funny habit. When he's good and comfortable, he can easily divide into 2. And then you have 2 germs. And when 2 germs divide into 2...
4 germs.
Exactly. After that, 8 and 16. And soon there are enough germs to send your head spinning. So Meanie, Miney, and Mo sat inside Paul's lung. And in a short while, there were hundreds of Meanies, Mineys, and Mo's, all of them germs.
Oh!
Paul's lung did not enjoy what was going on at all. It was very annoyed that so many germs were sitting in it.
Well, I'd be annoyed too.
The lung started coughing to try and get the germs out, but there were too many. So then the lung started hurting, so Paul would know that something was wrong.
Here's the story of 3 little bugs. They were swimming around in my mug. Boy, they were small, couldn't see them at all. That's the story of 3 little bugs. We call them Meanie, Mo, and Miney. 3 little bugs so tiny. We call them Meanie, Mo, and Miney. Itsy bitsy bugs so tiny.
Then one day, Meanie, Miney, and Mo took a trip through my mouth, down my throat.
Down my throat.
They slid down my tongue, through my windpipe to my lungs. Here they go.
Meanie, Miney, and Mo.
We call them
Meanie, Mo, and Miney.
lungs said enough, and they coughed.
Mealy, Mo, and Miney, three little bugs so tiny, we call them Mealy, Mo, and Miney. Itsy bitsy bugs so tiny.
But how can my body fight the germs alone?
Don't worry, Paul. That is why medicines were invented. They can help your lung fight the sickness. First, I have to take a picture of your chest to see how big the infection is. And then I can choose a medicine that is right for you.
A picture of my chest? Dad takes lots of pictures of me. He can bring you one. I don't feel like having my picture taken now. I'll have to comb my hair and smile.
No, not that kind of picture, Paul. An X-ray picture. It's a special picture that shows the inside of your body. You don't have to smile or even comb your hair. Come on, let's go take the picture. Do you see, Paul?
Hey, that's neat.
In your left lung, you have a white spot. This is the infection that Meanie, Miney, and Mo made. Now your mummy will put you to bed, and she'll give you a special antibiotic against infections.
Yuck! Medicine!
No, Mr. Cassette. This medicine tastes good, like apricots.
Apricots? Let me taste.
You are a healthy Mr. Cassette.
No, I'm not so healthy. Look, I have a scratch here and some dust there.
Okay, have a spoon.
Oh, it's so good.
You know, a long time ago, before you were born, they used to make most medicines which tasted bitter and really awful. But now they think about you kids, and they make medicines that taste like candy or juice. And if you didn't know that it was medicine, you would think that it was dessert.
After I took the medicine, I fell asleep. But it was a bad sleep. I kept having scary dreams and waking up in a fright. Mom said I had a fever of 104 degrees.
Wow, that's a lot.
And in the morning, I felt sick. And I even threw up a little.
Gee, what a story.
Hello, Dr. Ben. This is Jane, Paul's mother.
Hello, Jane.
Doctor, I think Paul feels worse today.
Did you take his temperature?
It's 104 degrees.
How did he sleep last night?
Hardly at all. He kept waking up.
Okay, I'll be right over. Oh, Meanie, Miney, and Mo were having a wild old time inside you, Paul. They weren't satisfied with just staying in your lung, and now they're floating around in your blood. Tomorrow morning, your mummy will take you to the hospital.
I don't want to go to the hospital. Hospitals are for sick kids.
And what do you think you are, Paul? Well?
No, I'm not well. But I'm still not sick enough to go to hospital.
Well, I'm afraid I'll have to decide about that, okay?
Wow, was I scared. I thought hospitals were scary places with strange smells. First we went to the emergency room, which was on the ground floor of this big white building. There were pictures on the walls, which children left as presents after they got well and before going home.
And what happened to you there?
There was this doctor.
Like Dr. Ben?
Yes, just like him. Only I didn't know this doctor.
And what did he do to you?
He checked me, and Mummy told him all about what happened, and he read a letter that Dr. Ben wrote him. And afterwards, they gave me white pajamas, and we went up to the ward. It had a hospital smell.
The smell comes from the medicines and the cleaning materials. You just have to get used to it. After a while, you don't notice it anymore, right, Paul? The truth.
Hi, Paul. I'm Sarah, and I'll be your nurse for the morning shift.
Stay with me, Mummy.
Of course you'll stay, Paul. Here, parents are allowed to stay with their children.
What goes on in those little rooms over there?
Oh, that's where the babies are. Small children who still sleep in cribs.
So where's my bed?
Oh, here it is. It's room number 3 by the window, so it's this one.
Hello, Paul. I'm Dr. Allen. I'm going to look after you while you are in hospital.
What's that in your hand?
This is a syringe.
A what?
A needle, Paul. I have to give you a little prick with it so I can take some of your blood.
What do you need my blood for?
We send the blood to the laboratory. In the laboratory, they look for the germs that gave you the pneumonia.
Ah, yes. Meeny, miny, and mo. But if you know that they're there, so do you need to look for them?
After we find the germs in the laboratory, we can see what kind of germs they are and what medicine will finish them off the quickest.
Wow! Didn't it hurt you?
Nah, just a tiny little prick, like a mosquito bite, that's all.
Wow! Were you alone in the room?
Oh, no. There were 3 other children in the room. By the window was Tom. His whole body was covered with a great big white cast. Tom didn't look both ways before crossing the street.
That's awful!
And a car hit him.
Ouch!
And broke his leg and some ribs.
So what did they do to him?
They took him to the operating room and gave him an injection to make him sleep. While he was sleeping, they joined up the broken bones.
So what was the cast for?
So the bones will stay in place till they grow and are joined together again.
Oh, I see.
By the door lay Sally, and next to Sally sat Sally's mother.
What did Sally have?
She had a long pipe stuck into her arm. At the end of the pipe was a bag hanging on a pole which had drops dripping out of it down the pipe.
Oh, the poor thing.
That's called an IV.
Oh.
Sally wasn't supposed to eat, so she got her food straight into her bloodstream through the infusion.
Why couldn't she eat? Didn't she have any teeth?
It's not like that. That night Sally had an operation, and she couldn't eat yet.
Who else was with you in your room, Paul?
Tom, Sally, and... Oh, yes, of course, Bobby. Bobby has a heart disease. He's been in the hospital lots of times.
Poor guy.
He knows all the doctors and nurses and rooms, and you can ask him anything. Bobby, who are all those doctors and nurses over there?
Those are doctors doing their rounds. They go around examining each child, and then they decide what treatment to give each one.
Well, Paul, what you need are penicillin shots.
Shots? Mommy, why shots?
Paul, you threw up all of your medicine, remember? But, so with the help of shots, you'll be able to get rid of meeny, miny, and mo.
Don't be afraid, Paul. It hurts a little, and then it's all over.
How do you know, Bobby?
I've already had lots of shots.
I don't like to get a needle in my tush. It hurts a little. Please let go. Why do you push? Go away and leave my tush.
Hello, syringe.
Hello, needle.
I think I'm gonna cry a little.
Go away. Why do you push? Please let go and leave my tush. Please let go and leave my tush.
Did you get a lot of shots?
Until my fever went down, and I started feeling better.
Oh, and what did you do all day?
I talked to Tom and Sally and Bobby, and Mommy read me lots of stories.
Ah, how nice. And did anybody come to visit?
Sure. Do you know my cousins Sue and Meg?
Yes.
And Charlie and Mikey?
Yes.
My teacher, Mrs. White, came too, and she brought me pictures that the kids from my class drew for me.
Today they're going to stop your shots, Paul.
How do you know, Bobby?
I know. When the fever goes down and you start to feel better, they stop giving you shots, and they give you medicine to drink instead.
I really do feel a lot better.
Here's Dr. Allen. You can ask him.
I hope, Paul, that you'll be able to go home in a day or two.
Home? Oh, goody! Will you also be going home, Bobby?
Not me. I have to have a heart operation.
A heart operation? Why a heart operation?
So they can fix what's wrong in my heart.
Where will they do the operation? Here?
No, not here, Paul. In the operating room. That's a special room where they do the operation.
And now you have to swallow this pill.
Oh, a pill? Why a pill?
These antibiotics are instead of shots.
What are antibiotics?
Antibiotics are special medicines which fight germs.
I've learned so many strange words here. Antibiotics, stethoscope, x-ray. What a strange language.
How to swallow a pill.
You put it gently on your tongue,
You don't talk and you don't hum.
and you pretend that it's only a candy or bubble gum, and it's gonna slip right down deep down inside your tongue. It's only a candy or bubble gum, and it's gonna slip right down deep down inside your tongue. You drink some water, slowly you pour,
You swallow gently and drink some more.
and you pretend that it's only a candy or bubble gum, and it's gonna slip right down deep down inside your tongue. It's only a candy or bubble gum, and it's gonna slip right down deep down inside your tongue.
Good, Paul. Do you remember the white spot on your lung in the x-ray Dr. Ben took of your chest?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's almost gone. You're getting better.
When do you think he can go home, Doctor?
I think today.
Today! Terrific!
Hey, don't jump around like a billy goat. You have to be careful. You're still not completely well.
Going home! I'm going home! Bye, Tom! Bye, Sally! Bye, Bobby!
Bye, Paul. Will you come to visit me after my operation?
Sure, I'll come. Do you know how good it is to go home? I never knew that I loved home so much.
Why? Was it so bad in the hospital?
No, actually it was very interesting. They spoiled me, you know. But there's no place like home.
Have you gone back to school yet?
No, not yet. But Dr. Ben said that I can go tomorrow.
That's right, Paul. On the condition that you don't get wild. When you're getting over an illness, you have to do it slowly. Your body needs to get used to being well. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
And if you see Meanie, Miney, and Mo, punch him in the nose for me.
Or give me a dose of antibiotics.
When I am well again, we'll go to a ball game. I won't miss a chance to score 3 home runs, and all the guys will say he's come back to stay. He sure knows how to play when I am well again. I feel so well, I feel so well, it's really swell to feel so well. La 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 la, la 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 la. I feel so well, I feel so well, it's really swell to feel so well. La 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 la, la 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 la.
When I am well again,
feel so well, I feel so well. It's really swell to feel so well. La 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 la. La 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 la. I feel so well, I